Okay, well, guys, welcome in. This is episode 3 of the streamer interview series where we're going to sit down and we're going to learn about Aim2Kill1507. Right? Are we so excited? Yes, that's him. Everybody, round of applause. Let's go.
Oh, we're so excited, aren't we?
Pure silence, just because it's us two. No, no clapping.
Where's your round of applause button on your Go XLR?
I got it. It's just, I don't want to.
Oh yeah, no. Okay, yeah. That's so funny.
We ran into some issues with the first one, so it's going to be good to sit down and hopefully have this one work. I mean, we still got some time for something to blow up, but what I will say is we are streaming this live right now as of this video on Twitch. We are recording it, so any questions that are asked are questions that were recorded for the Twitch session. You do have to go to my stream and click or type !Q to get the link to be able to ask questions to Aim if you guys have anything. So I'm sorry to boot people away from you, Aim. We'll figure out a better process for that in the future for the next people. But if you guys have any questions for Aim, then we'll ask a couple of those at the end. And then Aim, I know, at the end, we've got 11 right now, one of them being the deodorant question. So I will be sending a majority of them over to you after the interview here so that you can answer those on your own time. But I forced him to apply for this because I thought it would be really great to get to know him. It's kind of a little bit of a running joke. At least I think it's a running joke where I said it'd be cool for you to do this and apply for this. And then he did literally apply for this when I was going to just interview him anyways.
No, tell the truth of what happened.
I thought that's what actually happened.
You said, I would love to interview you. And then I was like, okay, tell me when this interview is going to happen. And you said, well, did you apply? And I said, oh, okay, I'll go apply.
My bad. So I think that is actually what happened. However, we're here and we're here now, which is excellent. But anyways, guys, purpose of the streamer interview series is for these individuals, communities to get to know them a little bit better. It's a really great opportunity to highlight who I think are some of the best on Twitch, and get the word out about how great they are. So all that being said, Aim, tell us about you. Don't talk about gaming yet, but like tell us about you outside of gaming a little bit personally.
Where do I start? Okay. So I'm originally from North Carolina. I currently live in Georgia. Love it. I guess kind of my background, I'm a quote unquote athlete, I guess. I play in an adult kickball league. I was a cheerleader when I was in college. Neither one of those are actually sports, so kind of an athlete. I love volleyball. Lo, you and I kind of resonate on that together. We talked about volleyball quite a bit. But I try to do like most sports. I'm a runner by nature. Let's see.
What do you do now still? Like, do you do any sports now still?
Yeah, I still play kickball and sometimes volleyball. When it's not cold outside, I play volleyball. Indoor sixes is my favorite, but sand fours is kind of fun too. So
yeah, I agree.
I enjoy that. I am a veteran, disabled veteran, and now I teach cybersecurity. That's pretty much me in a nutshell. Oh, I'm in school too.
So there's a lot. First off, thank you for your service. I appreciate you for that.
Thanks for the support.
Of course, absolutely. Well, then let's talk about something else too. Gaming, which is how we got here, right? How long have you been streaming? Yeah. What got you into streaming?
Oh boy. I started streaming in April of 2022. So we're almost to our 4-year anniversary thing, I guess. And I started streaming because I was gaming with people who were streamers and they were like, follow me on Twitch. And I was like, I'll create this Twitch thing. I'll drop you a follow. And, when you're trying to get affiliated, and back then Call of Duty, you played quads. So the 3 people you were playing with were pretty much your 3 viewers. And that's how you got your average of 3. And I was like, I will absolutely be one of your 3 for average so you can start making money. And they were like, why don't you do this? And I said, I don't think I'm built for this. I don't think streaming is my thing, right? I'm not very good at the game. Nobody wants to sit here and watch me play video games. And they were like, just give it a shot. So did, and here we are.
So you started on Call of Duty. One of the questions that I ask in these interviews is like, what are some of the games that you maybe grew up playing? What got you into streaming, which sounds like Call of Duty, and maybe where did you end up? But what's the first game that you played ever, if you remember?
Madden. Well, actually, it was probably one of the NFL Streets games.
Oh, NFL Streets?
Yeah. Oh,
what was that about? I've never even heard of that, to be honest with you.
So I mean, it's an NFL game, but instead of playing like in a stadium with pads on with traditional rules, they're not wearing any pads. They're all buffed up on steroids, and it's like there are walls around the thing, and you could just throw people off the walls like it was WWE, and fumbles were like over exaggerated, and it was just incredible. It was so much fun.
I love it.
Yeah.
That sounds incredibly extra. And they would never make a game
NFL
like that now.
Blitz.
NFL
Yeah.
Blitz?
Yeah.
My goodness. Then did you play Madden after
Yeah.
that too?
I did, yeah. Sports games growing up were my thing because everybody was big into sports. Well, all the boys were big into sports back in the day, and so that's kind of where it grew.
And what do you play now?
Marvel Rivals, solely. No, I like Call of Duty
No,
still
you
when I'm playing with friends, but
okay.
I won't load in by myself. I will never play Call of Duty by myself ever again.
Okay, I have to add this into the interview. I asked I asked Game like 6 times. I said, Aim, I will download Rivals if you want to play Rivals after this. And he said, no, we will play Call of Duty. I said, are you sure? Are you sure? Yes. So one of the things that we do after this is we play games together after these interviews. And so if Aim crashes out this evening, it's not my fault.
It's my fault. No, it's my. I take full responsibility for that.
It's so not my fault.
Yeah.
Okay, well
Yeah.
let's go back to when you were first started streaming, when maybe when you first became affiliate or something like that. What were some of like the I'm just going to say this because I'm sure there are some newer streamers in here. What was some of the hardest things about streaming when you were newer? The biggest challenges that you faced?
So I guess finding the drive to even start streaming, right? Hitting that go live button, there's a lot of anxiety that comes with that.
Mhm.
What if people don't show up? What if I'm just in here talking to myself? What if, bad video quality, bad sound quality? What if, right? The unknown is scary for people. And so that's kind of the hardest thing. But what if I fail? I have this goal, this vision in mind, like, oh, affiliate, 3 average viewers, 75 followers, stream for this long. What if I never get there?
Mhm.
Right. So, even hitting that go live button and kind of trusting people out in the world to find something interesting about me, to stay in my chat, to come hang out for long enough for me to make affiliate, that's kind of a big step.
And then how did you work through that? I mean, I think that's a challenge for anybody that's trying to pick up a stream and start it for the first time. Is you look at the goals and you might have some self doubt. So how did you work yourself through that?
I started going into other people's stream and finding out what they were doing, what worked for them, and maybe it doesn't work for me, but you see things that other people are doing and you kind of emulate that and you're like, okay, how can I do that but make it aim to kill 1507? How do I get the background with the lights but make it me? Make it so that people are like, "Oh, yeah, they've got lights, but have you been to aim stream?" Right? And so that was kind of the goal, to just kinda, I guess, I won't say ride the coattails, but kinda pick people's brains about where they are, how they started, and then, went on Amazon and I was like, "Oh, they've got these cool string lights. I want those. They've got this pattern. I'm gonna do this pattern. And how do I set them up where my viewers can change the colors of the lights and
Mhm.
everything like that?" So,
Also, that's really cool. I didn't know that you could. I mean, I knew you had that, but I didn't realize how easy it was to do that until today.
do
How,
what?
how change the lights
Oh, yeah.
with like your viewers? I'm like, that's the coolest thing.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
would agree. You've
And
got like the coolest setup with all the different lights and all the things that are triggered by different commands or channel points or things like that. So you've put in a lot of work. It's paid
thanks.
off.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
should be very proud
When
of
I
yourself.
when I first started streaming, uh, I had a brown couch in the background, and my ex-girlfriend would be back there sleeping and snoring, and you could actually hear her on my stream snoring, and it was the funniest thing. So we've come a long way from the brown couch, I'll tell you that.
Well, okay. So talking about the lights, your own personal setup, finding your thing, your shtick, what works for you, moving away from the brown couch and the ex girlfriend in the back. Tell us about your stream. What can people expect when they hop in and check out an aim to kill stream?
Turn your volume down to about 4%. If you care anything about your eardrums, just go ahead and turn the volume almost all the way down, and expect even if it's a 5-minute stream or if a 24-hour stream, the hype is going to be there from start to finish. That's what you can expect from me at all times.
I'm gonna say yes. Yes, turn your volume to 4%. You will be
Yeah.
met with a loud alert and yelling. And it's the best. It's the most welcoming, and I cannot recommend it enough.
I am the loudest person on Twitch, and I pride myself in that.
That's his brand, and he stands on business with that. Yes, he
There it
does.
is. There it is.
Okay, so you've been streaming for a handful of years now. What is the biggest accomplishment, or maybe a memory or two that's really stood out for you that's just been like, this is so cool, or I'm so proud of myself for doing this since you started streaming?
A lot of streamers experience a plateau at some point, right? You start getting all this momentum and gaining all these followers and making all these new friends, and then it just kind of stagnates, and you kind of get a little down on yourself about that. And then you make one friend. It takes one friend, and that one friend is going to ignite that spark for more friends to come join. And I think that's kind of my happiest moment. I stagnated at around 750 followers, and 1,000 followers was the goal. And then I met 6 Foot Freckles, and she shouted me out in her chat. She talked about me in other people's chats, and within like 2 or 3 weeks from that, I hit 1,000 followers. And then at about 1,900, we stagnated again. And then Nagata Lock 2 and I became very, very, very good friends. And he spoke praises about me and things like that. And then 2,000 followers came very quickly after that. And we have been growing and making new friends and having so much fun ever since then. And, I'm enjoying it.
I'm glad. I'm gonna need you to send me their names after this too, so I can be sure to tag them in the description of the video. So,
Yeah, I gotcha.
because I gotta know who these people are too. I don't know either of them.
Oh,
It's part
you
of the
don't know
gig.
Nagata Lock 2?
No.
That's fair. Nagata's amazing. You're going to love him.
I'm sure I will. I'm sure I will. If you do, I'm sure I
He's
will.
my more handsome twin brother, I'll tell you that.
Okay. Well, we'll look at him. I guess I don't. I don't know. I want to ask you a question. This isn't one of the ones that I sent your way. Granted, I know you're like, I haven't looked at him since we had tech issues a couple weeks back. But um, a lot of what I'm hearing in your responses is kind of talking about networking and
Yeah.
finding the right people and doing it the right way. In my last interview that I did, we talked a little bit about that. Is just making sure you network correctly. So I don't necessarily want you to answer this question as how to be correct with networking, but like tell me about how you network with people. If you're like, hey, I really like that person, I want to be a part of their community, or I want to be their friend because they
Yeah.
seem so cool. Tell me about how you do that.
Um, I like to be very careful with the word networking. It has kind of a negative connotation to it, and I don't do anything for anybody expecting anything in return, and I feel like that's what the networking word has behind it.
Yeah.
I do things for people because I think those people deserve it, and so I will go into someone's chat and I'll say, "Hey, happy Tuesday. What was for lunch?" And then based on how they respond, not necessarily their response, based on how they respond will tell me like we're probably a good fit for each other
Mm-hmm.
or maybe we're not, right? And I'll take you for example. Every time I come into your stream, even the first time I came into your stream, I said something very minimal, very simple and you're like, "Aim, first time chatter. Hey new buddy, how are you? How's your day going?" Right? And that's what draws me in, right? Because when I get a first time chatter, I'm asking all the questions. I want to know where you came from. I want to be your friend. I want you to stay
Yeah.
here, right? And so if I'm like, "Hey, how's your day? What'd you have for lunch?" And you're like, "Aim to kill, hey, Cheetos." I'm leaving. I'm
First off,
leaving.
he's leaving because he had 1,000 calories worth of chicken and 1,000 calories worth of rice for dinner. So nobody's having just Cheetos for a lunch.
You're not having Cheetos for
Sorry,
lunch.
that was a silly
But
joke.
also, like, if you don't give me something where I can respond to you, like you as the streamer, us as the streamer, it is our responsibility to engage in the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're just sitting there like a bump on a log and your responses are very monotone and you just act like you couldn't care if I'm here or not, like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, well then I won't be here,
Mm-hmm.
right? But and I even go into some people who have hundreds of viewers and I go in their chat, and they are just as excited to see little old me as they are to see all 100 and something other people. And those are the people that you kind of want to be around. If that's your vibe, right? If you like the kind of slower and more chill vibes, go for it, right? But I like the people who are welcoming and, who want to actually have a conversation and engage and want me to be in their community. And so I find those people and then, drop them a follow, and maybe they follow back, maybe they don't. But again, I'm not here for anything in return. I'm here to be your friend, right? And then eventually we'll build up this relationship, this rapport with each other. Somehow or another, some way or another, you'll find out that I stream, and then we have this friendship. And so maybe a follow comes, maybe it doesn't.
I really like that answer because I think I don't know if you realize that you did this or not, but you answered that from both a streaming and a community member perspective, right? I'm saying community member as just somebody who's hopping into chats. You answered
Yeah.
that as I think myself personally too. I think it is important to address anybody if they're a sub, if they're a new person, if they've been there forever, all the same. That's how you build a community. That's how you grow a community, is to make people feel welcome and loved. So from a streamer
Yeah.
perspective, you kind of talk to that, but you also talk to how to network accordingly. I know you don't like that word. That's just kind of
No,
what
it's
I
okay.
use.
No,
You
it's
use
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
differently, but I agree with you, and I completely understand what you're saying. Is there's the right way to go about things if you're trying to connect with somebody and you really like what they're building and what they're doing. And I really appreciate the way that you go about it. Is you kind of just ask questions, get a feel for it. If it's the right person, it is, and if it's not the right person, then it's okay. You don't. You're like, I don't have to
Yeah.
stay here. It's my time's
Yeah.
free to go somewhere else. So
Absolutely.
I really appreciate that. Thank you for answering that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. We've got 12 questions. I'm going to ask a
Oh
couple
boy.
of them. I'm going to pick through them
Okay.
though, because I'm sure some of them are kind of silly.
Yeah.
Let me see. Okay, so somebody asked a question that I had already asked, but they added on to it. So I asked the question about what inspired you to start streaming, and you addressed that. But somebody, in addition, said, is that inspiration still the same or has it changed? So what inspires you to continue streaming?
Making new friends on the platform, you know? I and you guys won't believe this at all. I am not a people person. The less people, the better. I would rather sit on my couch, be a potato, and not talk to anybody, right? But there is a side of me that really enjoys having conversation and socializing and doing all the things with the people that I truly care about. And I think this platform is the biggest platform I have to reach people all over the planet, right? Not just Americans. We're talking Canadians, Europeans, Australians, Africans. There are people all over the country that come into our streams, and engaging and learning and just interacting with people from all over the place, people that otherwise I would have never met or talked to or anything. Uh, I think that's the most rewarding thing, and that's what keeps me going. Who else can I reach today?
I love that. I've always said that myself too. Is if I didn't start putting myself out there, I wouldn't have met some of the most beautiful people and gotten to know some of the most beautiful people in my life. You know what I mean? Like a couple other people that again I've already interviewed, but like you and Dawn are just absolute lights. And I wouldn't have
Yeah,
met you had I not started streaming and just continued to
exactly.
just keep going. It's something really special about what can happen on Twitch, and I think you spoke to that really, really well. Another one that's kind of fun here. How did the name Aim to Kill come to be?
Oh boy, Aim to Kill is an Xbox generated gamer tag.
Oh
And
no.
so Aim to Kill, and it had like 5 or 6 numbers after it, and I was like, "That's stupid. I'm not gonna remember all of that." And so I deleted the numbers, and it said Aim to Kill is taken. Well, my favorite number is 15, and the girl that I was dating in college at the time when I built this in 2008, I said, "What's your favorite number?" She said 7. I said, "Okay, oh 07." And so Aim to Kill 1507, and I have run with it ever since.
I don't think I have any follow up questions to that because it's just so straightforward and silly, but I love it. It's simple enough.
Xbox did it. It did it for me.
Okay. I'm gonna just call Binsuki out. Binsuki has a lot of. Okay, I'm gonna ask this one. This one's a silly question from Binsuki. What is your favorite rom com?
Oh boy. Um, I would probably say The Proposal.
I love that.
Yeah, I think The Proposal.
Do you want to know a fun fact? I'm going to tell you
Go for it.
anyways. One time in one day, I watched that movie 3 times in a row. I just sat in bed and I just kept watching it over and over because I love it so much.
Why?
Because it's so good. The part when Kevin the dog is up in the sky and she's shaking him and his little legs are just it's so silly. It's so silly. That is such a good
But
movie.
it's such a good movie.
Oh, Betty White too.
It's so good. Oh my
Gosh.
god.
It's
In the
outstanding.
woods. Come on.
I know.
Come
She's
on.
chanting around the fire. Golly, they don't make movies like that anymore, honestly. I think
They
we need
don't,
a Discord movie night. I think you need to host one and then we can watch The Proposal.
I'm down. I'm so down.
I love it. Okay. Okay. Okay, I asked this, but I'm going to ask more specifically. Do you
Go
have
for it.
like one specific? This is going to be my last question. A couple of them are just silly from Aim2Kill. I'll still send them to you. You can answer them if you want.
Okay.
But this one, so I asked like, what was one of the most your favorite things since streaming? But specifically, is there like one moment in time or one experience that you've had where you're like, wow, I'm so happy this happened on stream, or I'm so happy that this happened because of stream?
I don't, off the top of my head, I don't know. I've had so many wonderful events happening on stream. Again, I think the one thing I can say is the growth, and the growth only happened because of the community. You know, again, started with an Xbox, with a little camera, with my ex-girlfriend sleeping on the couch, and now look where we are, right? All the lights in the background that are activated by all of the viewers. We got DJ Skeletor back there. I'm in an entire shed, for God's sake, like a
Wait,
16
I didn't
foot by
know that.
12-foot shed. Oh my god. 16
What?
foot by 12-foot shed. Like it's so tall that I can do backflips in here, literally.
Can you do one right
Yeah.
now?
Did you just put me on the spot?
Maybe we can save that for the end, just in case I need to cut it out.
I'm gonna die, but yeah, I'll
Are
do
you
one at the end.
okay? All right. Not me trying to
do
like
one.
wrap this up so I can see backflip.
She's like, oh, all right, no more questions.
Kidding. Okay, no. I do have one more. And I end all of my interviews with this question because I think it's important to understand what people are working towards, important to understand what goals people have. So we're still at the beginning of 2026, right? So what are you striving towards this year? Do you have any specific goals that you're going to be working towards? Anything that you want to happen for the stream, or anything that you are like, or maybe it's just, I just want to be happy this year and I just want to keep streaming for fun. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. I guess my goal, right? My goal would be 3,000 followers. That's the goal. And not because I want to say I have 3,000 followers, but because the more followers, that means the more outreach you've had, right? And the more people that you've stuck with, right? That they are willing to come into the community and continue to be a part of the community. Whether they come as a viewer or not, that's a different story. But they found some reason, something good enough to hit the follow button, something about you stuck out. But my goal this year is to just reach as many people as I can. If that means I go from the 2,200 followers I have now to 2,300 by the end of the year, perfect. I'm happy, right? Reached that many more people this year. And that's what I want to do. I just want to reach more people.
I think it's easily obtainable for you. You're very, very good at connecting with people. You're very kind. You're personable. I already threatened my side of things multiple times to be your friend, which they're like, obviously I will, because duh, it's an easy win. But I believe in you, and I think that's of course going to happen for you. And if it doesn't, then we riot. I'm kidding.
Then we riot and we quit streaming forever. No, we don't.
I know I said that was my last question, but I don't know if there's anything else you're like, hey, I didn't get to say this, or like, this is really important for me. Do people know about me? Is there anything else that I might have missed or that we might not have touched on today?
Not necessarily about me, but for those of you who are here, who are new to streaming, or maybe you are at that plateau moment in your streaming career, just a couple of things. One, keep going, right? Because at the end of the day, you have two options. You either keep going or you quit. And if you quit, then everything you've worked so hard for before, even if it's that plateau, it was for nothing, right? And so if you're just genuinely done streaming, fine. That's all well and good. But don't be done streaming because you've hit a plateau and you don't see an increase or you're not hitting the mark you think you should be hitting. So that's number one. Just keep going. Number two, don't compare yourself to anybody else on this platform ever, right? There's nobody as loud as I am. There's nobody that can do a 24-hour stream with as much energy as I am. And I know that. And that may sound cocky, and that's fine. But there's nobody on the platform that can do it. Um, does that mean that I deserve more followers than that person? No. Does that mean that I deserve more love and support than that person? No. That person is still wonderful in their own way, and those people see them for what they see them for, right? And so Lo and I had this competition of who could reach 2,100 followers first, and she beat me, and Lo deserves it. And she deserves so much more than that. And I could say, oh man, Lo beat me. What is she doing that I'm not doing? Nothing, right? Lo's doing what Lo does, and Aim's doing what Aim does.
Mhm.
And we are going to grow, and we're going to grow together, and we are going to make the milestones that we are meant to make. And it doesn't matter what anybody else on this platform is doing, right? There's enough love on Twitch to be shared throughout every community out there. So if you're feeling like somebody else is getting the love and attention and you're not, again, keep going.
I honestly, thank you for saying that. I think that's so important, so important for anybody at any level. And I looked over, at the, I'm just gonna say the chat, and people are saying, "I love that. I needed to hear that." Somebody sent a little emote with like the fingers like this. I think that resonated with a lot of people. So thank you for speaking to that, and thank you for saying that.
Yeah,
and I agree.
absolutely.
Everybody's got to keep going. You're not going to grow
Yeah.
if you stop.
Yeah.
You're
We
absolutely
all
correct.
started at 0 viewers. Everybody started at 0 viewers. The people you see who are averaging 250 viewers, I promise you they started at 0 viewers.
I agree.
Promise.
I agree. Well, I'm going to say, Aim, thank you so much for sitting down and answering some of my questions and your community's
course.
questions and our community's questions. Again,
Of
you
course.
guys, please make sure that you give Aim follows on all of the platforms. He's an outstanding human being, entertaining, energetic, incredibly loud, but so very welcoming. On top of that, I'm not going to say on top of that. That's not the right thing I need to be saying. In addition to that, he said that he was going to do a backflip. So you don't have to. I can cut it. I can cut. You don't have.
Why did
If you
I say
think
that?
if you're going to throw out your back or something, you don't have to do it.
Guys, if I end up going through this wall where you see the lights like roaming around, we're going to blame Lowrider. Okay.
It will be my fault, yes. But I will not be paying for the insurance claim.
Oh, boy. All right. Let's see what we can do.
I'm so sorry.
Ugh. Oh, my
Oh, no.
legs are sore too. We just did leg day yesterday. Holy crap.
Oh my God, can you stretch? He can't hear me. He can't hear me.
Can I stretch? I mean, I can stretch. It's not going to do anything. I'm just old. Stretching does nothing, you know?
This is terrifying.
Ugh.
Somebody get the clip ready.
We destroyed legs yesterday. And when I say destroyed, I mean like at the end of the workout, I did 4 sets of 8 leg press at 800 pounds. So, yeah, like, yeah. Ugh.
Oh my God. I feel like we need like some spooky, not spooky music, but we need like some like like thunder.
Guys, I'm gonna die.
No, you're not gonna die.
Look,
He's
Boone
not gonna
says,
die.
No, don't do the flip. A lick for luck.
He's gonna end up stuck in the roof. Oh my God! Drum roll, everybody! Drum roll. Send your drum roll emotes.
Pretty high, so we're gonna.
Oh my God,
we're gonna
I'm
see
so
how it goes. I'm
scary.
gonna turn the light on for this one.
I'm so
I can see
scared.
more.
Oh my God, Don! If he goes to the hospital, I'm so sorry. It's my fault.
This room is.
That's yes. Oh my God!
Actually,
he's got this. Don't worry.
Might be the better way to go. What do we think? This way?
Dude, if I put my legs up that high, I definitely would have a searing pain in my spine.
All right, are we ready?
Oh my God, not the guitars. He's gonna hit.
All right, I got scared to land on my guitars, but it's okay. We did.
I know, Don was like, move the guitar. Oh, he can't hear me. That was so good.
Oh.
Yeah, Don said move the guitars, and you didn't move the guitars.
Oh, I didn't see it.
I was gonna yell, but I was like, he can't hear me anyways. Okay, well, that is outstanding. Thank you, Aim. I don't know how to end it better than that.
We're dead now. Thank you so much for picking me,
Yes.
even though you still made me apply.
I know. I really did.
One more thing about the application. It literally said, "Why do you think you would be a good candidate for an interview?" And I said, "I don't know. Lo told me to apply."
I did. I did. And I'm so glad that you did, Aim, because we got a backflip out of it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay. Well, thanks. I don't know
Are
how
you
to end
ready to
these.
carry me in your backpack?
Yes.